Please remove your Sure Fit Shims from their packaging. Notice how the 3.5-inch base plates have a thin end and a thick end. Also, one side is smooth and the other side has an X-brace for support. It is important to always follow the door manufacturer's installation instructions. Because these instructions can vary between manufacturers, we will not be including those items in this demonstration. The manufacturer will want you to apply some form of water barrier around and beneath the door unit, so please follow their instructions. This video demonstration deals specifically with the use of Sure Fit Shims, so let's get started. Shimming should occur behind each hinge location on the door unit. Our installer has simplified this task by placing a piece of tape on his 6-foot level to indicate each hinge location. He then will transfer those measurements to the hinge side rough opening stud with a pencil mark as a reference point. On the opposite stud, he will use the same measurements as before for the top and bottom pencil marks. However, the center mark should be made where the doorknob is located. This is known as the strike location. Now you are ready to attach the base plates to the rough opening studs. At each marked location, place the X-brace portion of the base plate against the stud with the thin end of the base plate facing the inside of the house. Nail, screw, or staple each base plate to the rough opening stud where your pencil marks indicate. On the hinge side of the rough opening, insert one shim into each of the base plates. Be certain to insert the thin end of the shim into the thin end of the base plate. Using a level, slide the shims in or out to achieve plumb. Take your time. You want to make certain the unit is perfectly plumb or straight. Next, drive a nail, screw, or staple through the entire shim unit and into the stud. This will secure the shim unit in place. Our next step is to remove any excess shim. As our installer is seen doing here, use a utility knife to score and remove any excess shim on both sides of the stud. The shims on the opposite side will be inserted later. Place the door unit into the opening tight against the hinge side stud and place one nail into the corner of the brick mold to hold the door in place. On the inside, insert a shim into the top base plate to fill the gap between the door jamb and the rough opening stud. If the shim hits the brick mold without filling the gap, remove the shim and score it approximately 2 inches from the thin end with a utility knife. Snap off the thin piece and reinsert the thicker portion. Repeat this process if necessary. Watch now as our installer repeats this step for each of the 2 remaining shims on the strike side of the unit. Simply score any protruding excess shims with a utility knife and tap with a hammer to remove. Your door unit is now shimmed.